Alright class, today we're going to take a journey back in time, millions of years ago, to learn about past environments and how we know about them through fossil evidence. Fossils give us clues about what life was like long before humans existed, and they help scientists understand the patterns, cycles, and systems that shape the Earth's surface. Today, we're going to focus on fossils, especially those found in Texas, and discover how they tell the story of Earth's ancient environments. First, let's talk about what fossils are. Fossils are the remains or traces of ancient plants and animals that have been preserved in rocks. These remains could be bones, shells, leaves, or even footprints. Fossils form when a plant or animal dies and gets buried by sediment like mud or sand. Over millions of years, the sediment hardens into rock and the remains are preserved within. These fossils give us a snapshot of what life was like in the past. In Texas, we have a rich history of fossils that tell us about different environments that existed here millions of years ago. Believe it or not, Texas wasn't always the way it is today. It used to be covered by a shallow sea. In fact, many of the fossils found in Texas are of ancient sea creatures like ammonites, which are spiral-shaped shells from animals that lived in the ocean, and sharks' teeth from prehistoric sharks. These fossils tell us that much of Texas was underwater during the time of the dinosaurs. This is one way scientists use fossil evidence to figure out what ancient environments were like. One of the most common Texas fossils is the Gryphia, also known as a devil's toenail. This fossil comes from an ancient type of oyster that lived in the shallow seas that once covered Texas. Finding Gryphia fossils tells us that Texas used to be a marine environment full of ocean life. Another fossil that is commonly found in Texas is the mammoth fossil. Mammoths roamed the Earth during the Ice Age, and their fossils tell us that at one time, Texas had large grasslands and cooler climates, which were perfect for these giant animals. Fossils help us understand the relationships between ancient plants, animals, and their environments. By studying the cycles and patterns of life over millions of years, scientists can see how environments changed. For example, when we find marine fossils in rocks that are now part of dry land, it tells us that there used to be an ocean there. On the other hand, finding fossils of land animals in an area that is now underwater shows that the environment has gone through major changes. These discoveries help us see that Earth's surface is constantly changing, and that the environments we see today are very different from what existed in the past. Another interesting thing about fossils is that they help us learn about extinct species that no longer exist. For example, dinosaurs once roamed the Earth, but they went extinct around 65 million years ago. However, their fossils allow us to understand what they looked like, how they lived, and how they interacted with their environment. In Texas, some dinosaur fossils have been found, including Acrocanthosaurus, a large carnivorous dinosaur that lived during the early Cretaceous period. Fossils are part of a larger system of clues that scientists use to piece together the history of life on Earth. They help us describe what ancient environments were like, and show us how matter and energy have been cycled through ecosystems for millions of years. By investigating fossil evidence, we can make predictions about how environments might change in the future. So, to sum it all up, fossils are amazing tools that help us understand the past. They show us patterns of life, reveal ancient cycles, and demonstrate how systems on Earth have changed over time. By studying fossils, especially those here in Texas, we get a glimpse into environments that no longer exist, and learn more about how our planet has evolved.